You're going to need the piece of fabric that you're going to be working with. This is an African print fabric. If you want to pick it up, it's on my site, isowithjoy.com. And this is cut to 24 inches by 2 inches. You'll need a smaller piece, also cut at 3.5 by 3.5 inches, so just a little square. You will need a zipper. You get a zipper by the yard. This has to be 22 inches. And for this, you can actually make two out of it. So you're just going to take this and pull it completely apart and set the other one aside. You can use it for another project in the future. You need a zipper pull, and you need your swivel clasp, which hardware, which just looks like this. I got this in a pack. It's in my Amazon storefront page if you want to pick it up. So for this project, you will need to do a little bit of ironing. If you've been following me for a while, you know that that is not necessarily my thing, but you do need to do a little bit of that, not too much. So let's do this. Okay, so I already have it up, so I'm going to be doing more of this without necessarily showing my face, just so you can see exactly what's going on. There we go. That's a little more stable. So for my piece here, I'm going to iron it flat, and then I'm going to iron it in half again. So I want to turn my piece sideways. I should have also mentioned that you'll need sewing clips, or you can use sewing pins, whichever one works better for you. So for this, I'll iron it in half. If you've worked with African print fabric, you'll know that what typically happens is the side that is slightly more faded, since the print is on both sides, the slightly faded side is usually the wrong side, like most pieces of fabric, but it's not white, or it doesn't have a white background like you would typically get in other commercial, cotton pieces of fabric. So here you're just going to do this in half. And I'm only doing this because I don't have a larger iron, but if you have a big iron, you have the option to do that as well. For those who are watching, if you know a veteran, thank them today for their service. We don't say Happy Veterans Day because we are honoring those who serve. And it's those who serve, not who have passed. The ones who have moved on or have gone on and paid the ultimate price are remembered on Memorial Day. So there's a quick tip for you if you're not part of a military family. You now know that. Okay, so now once you have this in half, you're going to iron it again. Like I said, this is a slightly more ironing project, and the only reason it's taken this amount of time is because I am doing it with my small iron. If you have a larger iron and a larger ironing board, obviously that would work just as good as well. And so you fold in half and you fold it again. If you're just joining me, this is a 24-inch by 2-inch piece of fabric. We're making a jacket keychain holder. And just what I did on this side, I'm going to do on the other side. So just folding it to the middle part where I have just completed my ironing. And this should go a little smoother since I've already done one side. If you're joining me, let me know where you're joining me from. I'd love to know. You can put that in the chat, or if you have questions, feel free to ask. This is not going to be a long video because it doesn't really take that much time to do this. I know that a lot of people are talking this year due to the increase in prices of a lot of things. They're talking about what can they do or make for family and friends. So I'm going to the next few months, or the next few weeks rather, I am going to be focused more on giftable items. And this is certainly one that you can gift to family and friends. It's sweater weather or jacket season. So if you are, in a cooler area, even if you're not in a cold area, but in a cooler area and you take jackets with you or sweaters, this is a good one. It will absolutely come in handy because you can make it and give to people who, who need it, or use it on your own. You can put it on your backpack, on your pocketbook, so you never forget your jacket. So that would also be good. Okay, So now remember, we folded it in half and then we folded it again, and that's what this looks like. 24 inches by 2 inches. And now for this 3.5 inch piece, this is a square, I am just going to take one side and I will fold it like so, and just iron that flat. So I'm trying to do most of my ironing ahead of time so that I can focus on the sewing once the time comes. So now that's done. Now it's time to start all of my clippings, as in clip, clip, clip away. So I have a little bit here that I made once on my life, so I'm going to use that. And in the meantime, though, I'm going to take my my zipper piece. So for this, you want to take this piece here, take your zipper, embed it in, and just fold it like so. So this is what it looks like, and you're just going to take that. I'm going to leave, put it all the way in so it's on the equal side, and then just clip it all the way down. I focus on beginner-friendly projects if you're just joining me, so most of what you will see on this page on my channel are things that you can do, one, in a short period of time, and also two, that are beginner-friendly, so you don't need to, if you're not a seasoned sewist, you don't want to, and you're not sure about whether the sewing fan is going to be for you, well, you've come to the right place. You can try it out, see what it looks like, and if you're not a fan, hey, you don't need to do too much, at least you know. All right, so I'm just using my clips and taking it all the way down. So because I'm working with a 24-inch length, it's going to take a little bit. And don't worry that it doesn't come all the way. Again, this works out to approximately 22 inches when all is said and done. So now we're going to go to the sewing machine and just sew a straight stitch all the way down. If you have a zipper foot, this is the time to use it. If you're not necessarily comfortable using a zipper foot, you don't have to. This does not require one, so certainly don't feel the need. For this project, I'm not going to use a zipper foot. Don't feel the need to. Actually, no, I do want it a little closer, so I will switch out my zipper foot. So maybe this is a good time to show you how to switch it out real quick. Don't feel the need to go out and buy something new if you don't necessarily want to. There we go. So this is what my zipper foot looks like. It's a single one, so there's a lever at the back that allows you to take this out, and then you just put this right there. Put that down, and it's installed. That's how easy it is to do this. Okay, so remember how I said the reason I wanted to do this was primarily because I wanted to get as close to my teeth as possible without going too close. It's about, just like so. And I'm just going to do a straight line all the way down. That's a little. Okay. And we're just going to work that all the way down. I do have the zipper foot in my Amazon storefront if you want to pick one up to do something similar. They come in handy, but I've also found that it's not a requirement to have a zipper foot when you're sewing with a zipper. It's a nice to have, not a must have in my experience. Okay. And this project is just about done. You don't need to backstitch. Hello, hi. Hello. So now this is done. You got one straight stitch all around. I'm going to take that and put it to the side. And now the part that always comes as a challenge for me is installing the actual zipper pull. So let's see if I'm able to get it all in one fair swoop. So you're just going to fold this to make sure the teeth are both facing you, or facing up rather. Let's take this piece off. This piece of thread, I'll take that off there. And you'll see someone says if you put it down, it is a little easier to work. And you pull it through. Oh, they're right. Okay. Almost never happens that quickly, but it's in now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this top part because I don't really need that. And no, I'm using snips. This is not the preferred method. But, so I pull this all the way to the end, and now we're going to use the other square piece, remember, that we initially talked about. So this square piece here. So now for this, you're going to take this and put this in the middle. So if you want, you can identify where your middle spot is to help you out a little bit, and just line it with your zipper. And then you're going to put this over, slightly over, and then just put this over it. So you're just folding that, and we're going to sew a straight stitch down. Now I do, so I'm going to go ahead and clip this and change out my zipper foot. So let me just clip this together on both sides. Because it doesn't really take much time to change out the zipper foot, and the results are much cleaner when you use the zipper foot. You know, I say use it, but it's not a requirement. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead like that. And then now sew this down. So what I will do here is I will, why is it backwards? I do not know. I will, so that was supposed to be this, the folded side first, and then the unfolded side next. I'll fold this through, and I will backstitch just to reinforce this a little bit. So this is done, and the next thing I'm going to do is fold this. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I did it backwards, so a seam ripper moment. I know I was doing something backwards. I just could not remember what I was doing backwards. So we're going to go ahead and take this off and then redo that. Thankfully, it's a small piece, so it doesn't require a lot of stress. I am yet to have a video where I didn't need to do my seam ripper, use my seam ripper. So I think I will call myself the imperfect sewist because I use my seam ripper quite a bit. Okay. Okay. Okay, and we're almost back to where we started. If you have a blade, it also works just faster. It's up to you. Seam rippers are easier and protect your fabric piece more carefully. So, all right, so we'll take that. We'll do a take two. Okay. Okay, so back to this, And I will take these pieces of loose threads so it doesn't interfere with my machine. Turn on the light to make it easier so you can see. And this is folded this way. And we're going to go ahead and put this face down. Like so. And like so. And then now we're going to go ahead and sew a straight stitch. Okay, so now we can open this, and this is what it looks like. This is what it should have looked like when we first went to sew this. And then we're going to take this, fold it, and then fold it again in half. Now, because I already have my clasp, I'm going to take that and put it in here. And I'm going to sew another straight stitch. You also do have the option to kind of, make it a little bit of a triangle, which you can do like so. And do this as well. Okay, so it makes it a little bit thicker, but I think that's what I do want to do because it puts it on the back side. So let's go ahead and do that. And just like that, you are done. So you just take off the pieces. And you now have an easy to use jacket holder. And I'll show you how this works on a backpack. Okay, so we're going to assume this is your bag, just to show you how this works. I'm going to zip that up so because you don't need to see all the messes in my bag. You take this and just hook it on there. And let's assume this is a jacket. It's a t-shirt, but you just put it through, hang it, zip down, and you're good to go. You can carry a bag and do anything. Obviously, you can make this shorter if you want. This is a little longer. You can make it a shorter piece. But this is a great idea and also a very giftable item for Christmas. So if you're not already doing so, please take a moment to share and comment and subscribe. And I will see you in the next beginner-friendly video. Thanks for joining me. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comment. I do respond to all my comments. Well, the ones I understand. Sometimes people ask questions I'm not entirely sure I understand or have the answers for. But this was a quick, beginner-friendly project. I will put the measurements in the description so you can make one yourself whenever you're ready. Have a wonderful day.